Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Please, in this time, this wonderful, blessed Sunday, Brother Ryan, thank you so much for being here. If you are tuning in, watching Church to Destroy, you know this is set to destroy. We ask that you please give us 10% of your profits for the month. If you don't want to give us money, please give us likes. Spencer, my two favorite youth pastors, we're just your pastor. You're not a youth anymore, okay? This is not, you're 39 years old. We're no longer your youth pastors, and you need to be saved.
Gang, let's talk about what really matters and what really counts. Virginity. It's pretty cool.
It's nice. Everybody else likes it. Aren't we the best? Please comment, hang out with us. It's going to be a very fun episode. We're getting back. Both of them look like different variations of a youth pastor, but they're still going to molest you. That's right, Lynn. You better hide your fiance and hide yourself too with that tight ass.
It would be Lynn getting, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we do look like we're about to pose for mugshots a little bit.
For two very different reasons. You look like you got yours for tax fraud, and I look like I got mine for stealing a Lamborghini.
We do look like we're about to introduce ourselves to the neighbors because the court told us we have to.
Together, we live in the same halfway house together.
Yeah.
You and I would be the worst criminal duo. Nobody would make a movie about us, which is why we had to start our own podcast. That's what we had to do.
Like everybody always says, like, who's gonna, that's like a Facebook quiz, like Leonardo DiCaprio would play me in the movie about my life. They could never make a movie about us because nobody would want to play us. They couldn't get anybody. Steven has had way too much something Jesus. Steven has all forehead today. Yeah, Steven.
I know, it's all, yeah, dude, it's not, I went outside, I celebrated spring the way any of my other white friends celebrate spring, which is a sunburn. It's the first one since the pandemic.
You went out looking for Easter eggs, and now you're hard boiled. Steven looks like Charlie Sheen in that shirt, but instead he ate 2.5 men. I love it. Keep them coming. Lynn's dragging one hell of a wagon.
Oh, Lynn's got a dump truck of an ass. I've never.
Yeah, praise be. Yeah. Whenever I see Lynn's butt, I'm like, he has risen. Let's see what else. Are we already done?
Is your dick a he? Is this where Lori Whitmer Duke comes in? My dick's a girl.
Yes. Well, this has run its course. Steven, how about you go ahead and intro our guest this evening, and then we can you can tell us about how you bombed the other night at your guest spot.
Oh my God! If you're tuning in, this is Set to Destroy. We are comedians. Anytime you hear that song, if you're watching this, would you please just put your hands in the air? Just kind of give us a little, just a little.
Ran through all the Easter jokes. I know. I wrote 2, and they both stink. Yes, and whenever you hear the gracious sounds of the skies opening above you and the light, that is him, the all-powerful, all-loving one, looking down upon us with his blessings. And of course, I'm talking about our producer, Colby Cusick. Colby, give yourselves a round of applause. Oh no. He is benevolent, but also really scary. Yes. All right. Well, that was all right. Steven, I can see you actively getting skin cancer. Yeah. Steven, you better make some donations to the church, my friend. You better start handling some snakes because you're in trouble.
Who would have thought melanoma could look so good?
All right. Well, Guys, thanks for watching. Like Steven said, please like, comment, leave your tithes and offerings in the forms of likes and comments, and every like will go towards Steven's future medical bills. But for now, Steven, would you like to introduce our guest this evening?
Yeah, if you ask me a third time, I'm really going to have to do it. We like to sit down with our favorite comedians who are very, very funny now, but they have not always been funny. People had to start somewhere. And so we like to go back, look at those, make fun of them, and laugh with them because we believe in the resurrecting power of shame. Here it's Set to Destroy. And your next guest this Sunday, one of our best friends, one of our favorite Kansas City comics, LA comics. She'll be back in LA very soon as that place opens back up. She is incredible and very funny, and you're going to love her, and I can't wait to laugh at her. Colby, will you please give me a good hallelujah and welcome in Amber Lehman, everybody? Yes.
Can
I get amen?
Yeah.
Can I get an amen is the new, this guy knows what I'm talking about. All my open mic sermons, I use that one.
Like I felt like I
Amber,
was up on stage.
That's what
I was like pumped. I was like, yeah.
That's why Ryan always asks me to do it. Every time Ryan brings up somebody, he's like, and now coming to the video is
this person.
I don't like to do it. I'm not good at it. Yeah, it's true.
A person I do not like.
One of these days, I'll be like, Steven, why don't you intro our guest? And he'll be like, you know what, Ryan? Why don't you fucking do it this time? Like, oh.
No, Amber, you're easy. You're easy to intro. It's good. You've been back in Kansas City for like 6 months since the pandemic now. It's good to have you back. I think you were one of the guests that we originally wanted to have on Set to Destroy back when we were an audio podcast. So this will be very, very fun. Have you been doing comedy at all? Have you done anything? Is comedy alive for you?
Is comedy alive for me? Yeah, I've been doing like a ton of comedy since I got vaccinated, and like past the incubation window. So I'm doing all sorts of crazy stuff. I that's not really anything interesting to tell you. It's just regular comedy. There's not like anything crazy cool.
Have you had like shows booked? Ryan, are you vaccinated?
Yes.
Oh, are we all vaccinated? Are we all vaccinated? We're all going to kiss him.
We're all going
Praise be.
That's the number one rule at our church is you have to kiss at the end of every segment. You have to kiss.
Yeah.
Like whenever you're supposed to shake your neighbor's hand, you have to kiss.
Really COVID-friendly church. But have you done any shows? Like, have you been booked on, or is it mainly like mics and running that gamut? Or
well, I most of the bookings have started coming like upcoming. So like the only place that I've been that's been out of the ordinary that I usually wouldn't go just because it's inside is like the Comedy Club of KC. I just hosted for Colin Kane this past weekend. That was fun. But yeah, like it's but I have like a show on Tuesday at Missy B's, and then again on 420 at Missy B's. I know that I'm on Patio Goose. I think in May. Is it May? I think. But yeah, they're all upcoming.
Wow, that's pretty good.
It feels like Kansas City is getting back at it with where it feels like it's back in full swing. You've got some of those Mockingbird shows coming back. You've got Shut Up and Clap. You've got Patio Goofs, Brittany Thailanders, Missy B shows on Tuesdays. I'm excited to see how those go.
It's called Comedy Cabaret.
Ooh.
We have to wear red and black.
Booed. Ooh. I can't.
What did you do at Missy B?
Oh, I was just me. I was
enough said. Yeah.
You were being a messy queen.
I was. I don't know how to handle myself on public stages, and they let me know.
Well, like every time I've ever seen you at Missy B's, you've been out of your mind.
Oh, drunk?
Yeah. Well, not like.
No, yeah,
were
no,
like,
very.
you are having the time of your life. I think because it's like an environment that you feel comfortable tipping people.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh
love
yeah.
to tip.
I'm a tipper.
And so, like, every time I've ever been at Missy B's with you, and like you enjoy it way more than anyone else in the
Steven's
room,
just
but like
desperate.
to an upsetting
Steven's
point of
just
view.
desperate. Steven's just desperate to have like minorities like him, period.
Yeah, it's all virtue signaling. He's just virtue signaling.
Yeah. Steven
with my
is
money.
Yeah, Steven's on like a 28-year apology tour right now, basically. And he just tries to he goes to Missy B's and tips like 200% or whatever.
Dude, do you know
They
how
don't
much
like you.
you don't understand
I've
how
told
much
you
the
this before. They don't like you because you remind them of the dad that didn't accept them.
I was
Right.
imagining like the high school bully
You
guy,
Yes. Yeah.
the one that would call you the F word slur.
Mhm.
That was never me. That was never. I was always the one call. I was the one. I was. You know, the weight of the Confederacy weighs on my shoulders so hard.
Mhm. There's a statue somewhere in the South that looks a lot like Steven riding a horse.
One of my oh god, I shouldn't put this on the internet, but one of my students was like, do you know anybody that was in the Klan, Mr. Taylor? And I was like,
Steven's
oh,
so
yeah.
tired of being asked that, by the way.
It's every day for me. It's every day.
Mhm.
Police, students, everybody asks me. But I had to be like, yeah, I've done 23andMe. Like, I know.
That's weird that they put that in the 23andMe genealogy information.
So you got booed at Missy B's, Steven? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I got booed at Missy B's. I think it was only it was like one table that booed me. And I overreacted, and then I think that made everybody else boo me too. I think that was the domino that started the rest of the train. Yeah.
What?
You can't say the F word slur. You just can't say it.
I know, but
how many times do we have to tell you?
It's not your word.
Yeah, seriously.
No, I think I was like, I think I got mad because it was like quickly after what had happened in Lawrence, which Lawrence is a pretty progressive like town too, and they put on this thing and they booed me, even though most of my
poo ass is what you're trying to say. Lawrence is stinky poo ass.
I don't like my comedy tends to not go well with like very woke people, and I think it had happened like very quickly after that. And I went to Missy B's and the table booed me because I said something that was like kind of a little, I think I said karaoke should edit rap lyrics for white people. And
that joke?
maybe they were booing that it wasn't funny. Maybe they were just like, booed.
Yeah, I think that when you say you're not really good at progressive woke audiences, do you just mean audiences?
Maybe it's bad comedy. Oh, I thought the
Steven's giving it all this like, yeah, I think I just was tackling subjects that they weren't ready to laugh at, but in reality, he just stinks. Amber, have you ever been booed before?
No, the most awful thing that's happened to me is like maybe stone silence. Maybe that's I have a pretty good. But part of the reason is that I'm just not very like aggressive. You would feel bad to be mean to me, I think, and I've got that going for me.
Yeah,
if you don't inspire love, at least you inspire pity. That's not bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been booed before. I don't think I've ever been booed before either. But yeah, the stone cold silence is definitely devastating enough. I can't imagine being booed is that much worse. Yeah.
I don't think nobody on this podcast is. I think that I'm probably the most aggressive on stage. Colby, have you ever been booed on stage before?
Of course I have.
Yeah. Someone's thrown something at Colby, haven't they? Or am I getting all of my incidents? All of us personally have.
People have thrown like pure straight hatred at me, but no,
Okay. Well, there's
no
been a lot
physical
of
objects yet.
instances of like old Kansas City comedy where like several people have had things thrown at them, but I can't
Spencer-
remember who.
Spencer last week was talking about doing the hideout, and this is a story that I had heard for a while, and he got a beer bottle thrown at him. And then I think Jeff Nelson, was at the hideout or somewhere, maybe the All-Star, and he told some guy was like talking about how he had to piss, and he was like, whatever, don't leave, pull your dick out here. And then the guy just like was like, whatever. And he just was like, presented it to Jeff. And I remember Jeff showing up and being like, I don't even know what to do anymore. Like, do I want to keep doing comedy? I don't know if I can like keep doing
That was 7 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, no one's ever. At least booing is something. Silence is just sad madness. Yeah, I guess like if the purpose of art is to get a reaction, at least booing is a reaction.
That's right.
Well, I was gonna say, you could
do
also
agree.
you can justify booing away. Like you could be like, those people are bad people, but like you can't justify silence. That just means you're not funny, and that critically hurts your core being. But like you can just say, oh, those look at those redneck assholes or whatever, whoever's booing. I assume it's redneck assholes. It could be progressive. The people who booed Steven were very progressive.
Always. It's always progressive people. It's happened in Waldo, Lawrence, and Missy B's. And maybe I'm the common denominator in these stories.
That's so crazy that woke audiences don't like you. Do you think it's because they think you're like some sort of white savior, phony, fake? Do you think it's any of those things?
Yeah, I think they would. I think that would be exactly what they would say. I think those are the things they've yelled from the stage.
Yeah.
Actually,
It was me yelling them. I was at all those shows.
You email everybody that's bought a ticket to every show that I'm on, and you're like, just so you know, here's his old Facebook. Here's
How
some
do
of
you
his
feel about White Guilt and the Koch brothers? You're gonna love Steven Taylor.
I've signed an NDA on both of those things.
Damn. I couldn't agree more. He needs to be taken down. He needs to be, excommunicated. Any of that. Steven, you had mentioned off air that you had a guest set this past weekend. Is that something worth talking about?
Just I got back out there, had my first. It was the first like indoor comedy show that I had done that I wasn't like getting paid for. Just like hanging out and just wanted to do some time. Well, I was trying not to, I was trying to do it for the right reasons. And I came back.
This sounds like virtue signaling.
Oh, yeah, God. Exactly. Classic. Me and Amber are like,
classic Steven. There goes Steven about his believing in COVID.
But no, I got back out there and, bombed. I did okay for like 4 or 5 minutes where I was not doing my material. But then as soon as I started my material, they were like, oh, we've had enough. We didn't want any of this. And I think it's good to be back out there. It's good to, feel the wins and to feel the losses. It feels nice. Speaking of wins and losses. Yes, Amber.
I was just going to ask, Amber, did you do much stand-up over quarantine? Did you do any live shows? Did you do any Zoom shows? Anything like that?
The only things I really did, so like once comedy closed in Kansas City, essentially, the only thing I did, I moved over to Twitch mostly, because there really wasn't, I don't like Zoom mics and shows because I find them kind of weird. And then like I did like the body language show. I think that was it. That was the only comedy I did.
Shut up and clap also.
I did shut up and clap. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Just a couple times.
Oh, who is that? Is that God?
You're gonna make him angry.
I'm sorry, Father, for I have sinned.
Yeah.
At two guys?
You have forsaken him.
The kingdom come.
Yeah.
I had to say that not every day. I had to say it every day. Sometimes I had to lead the prayer in high school. I went to an Episcopalian school.
Ah.
You love the Episcopalians now.
today. I'm a new Episcopalian. I love it. It's so boring. Oh my God.
They're nice.
I don't know a fucking thing about the Episcopalians. That's just one of them.
API.
Look at all those Episcopalians. Am I
There you go.
wrong? Okay.
It's like
That's
Amber, correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like just Catholic light. It feels like almost Catholic.
It has. It's the most progressive, in my opinion, the most progressive of the like branches of the church. I think that's the reason why my prep school was Episcopalian, because they were like, you gotta have a religion associated with it, and it was like the least horrifying of Christianity. But yeah, it just has all like the regular little services and stuff. Still, it's not that long. I think like their services are like, yeah, it's a condensed SparkNote version of like a Catholic service. You just get in and you get out.
Yeah, Catholicism abridged. That's not bad. Huh. I forget why that came up already.
You were asking about shows again, but Amber, about comedy. How long have you been? Because when I got here, you had been doing comedy. You'd been like, you were one of the comedians that I knew.
30
like when
years.
Oh, okay. Wow, you're.
No, it's good. I usually say that I've been doing it since 2014, because that's when I graduated college. Because I did it in college. I started in college in 2009, but we would only have shows in front of people like once every 3 months. And so that's only like, I did the math, that's like 36-ish times is on stage. And like I do that, like I do mics, when I was living in Los Angeles, like 3-4 times a week. So I was like, and like sometimes of course I double up and stuff. So I was like, that's literally like a month of comedy. In 5 years, I did a month of comedy. And so I usually don't count 2009 to 2013, 14-ish. So 2014.
But you started in 2009.
Yeah.
Do we have a clip today from 2009? Is that true?
Yes, I think so.
Whoa. That might be our oldest clip anyone's ever brought.
Yeah,
that's awesome. You're gonna win a prize, but you're not gonna like it. It's gonna be
I'm gonna hate every prize.
Yeah, jeez Louise. Okay.
This is a close to the Bush presidency that we've had.
I think Bryson Brown's the longest. The last church to destroy, actually. It was 07.
Really? 07.
Oh.
Sorry, Amber, you suck. I guess.
I'm leaving.
Well, I would like to get into these clips because I have been waiting. When I heard 2009, that's the only thing that I care about seeing now. So, Colby,
the only thing you ever heard.
Over?
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's taller than I am. So I'm gonna preface my stand-up.
Preface this clip for me before you preface the stand-up. Preface the clip.
Where are you? What's happening?
Oh, okay. So this was our this is our term show. We are in the it's not a regular auditorium. It's like a cafeteria auditorium. So it's like an extra auditorium that they use to have like little shows and stuff. I can't remember anything else about this. I've maybe been doing, if this is from 2009, this is maybe the first time I'd ever done comedy in front of people. But I did theater in high school and stuff, so I was comfortable being on stage. That wasn't like a huge deal, or at least I thought. Like in retrospect, watching this, I was like, apparently, it was a very big deal.
Yeah, totally the same thing. So you're in a lunchroom? Like people are eating like grilled cheese sandwiches and stuff?
No, okay, so they're they only put or they take the tables out for shows and stuff. So this is like an extra runoff lunchroom. They have a regular lunchroom, but like so yes, it's a lunchroom, but not a lunchroom. You know.
So you're not even in the A room of your college lunchroom. You're in the B room of the lunchroom already.
The run-up room,
okay,
yeah.
that's good. Okay, you're off to a terrific start. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, you're doing Stanford's second show of cafeterias.
Yes, but also the second show is second to food, not any show. It's just second to dinner, I guess.
You're opening for a tomato bisque.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Somebody's gonna throw a dinner roll at you here in about a minute. Wow, that sounds really hard and scary. That's impressive that you were like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm starting
doing this.
If I would have had to
I
have
am a
done
literal
it
child.
If I would have had to have gone to and done it in front of my college, I probably never would have done it. The only thing that made me do comedy was that I could show up and nobody had any idea who I was. I think that was the only way that I could do it.
Well, that's because you have that they all know that you're racist.
I know, it's a thing, and all of my friends already they don't have my back. But that
is a good point though. Like Amber gets off stage and she just goes and sits at one of the tables and just starts eating her lunch.
Starts eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have like a lot of friends in college? Like, do you have a lot of friends at this set, or like were you kind of just hanging out, being a comedian?
At this set, no, I had no friends. My friends were the people in this club, essentially. I had friends later. I would say like when it's very, very lame. I joined a co-ed fraternity. The reason I say that's lame is because it was lame on campus, as in if you joined the co-ed fraternity, that means you weren't good enough to get into sorority or a fraternity. But then I became friends with those people, and that was like the end of my sophomore year, I think. And so eventually I had friends, but there are no friends here in this
you're left out to dry here. Let's get into it. Let's see how good 09 freshman in college Amber is gonna do at comedy.
That's taller than I am. So I'm gonna preface my stand-up set by telling you Venus, vagina. So
Wait, Venus is vagina? Just to be sure. Venus is vagina.
Penis. It cuts out for a second, but it's boob, vagina.
Jesus. What is that? It's a haiku?
Vagina.
It wasn't a sentence.
There's no verb there.
Yeah. All right. Come on, Amber, clean it up a little bit. People are reading.
Venus, vagina. So,
You look at your hand. All right, penis, boob, vagina is.
Yeah, she's got her set list written on her hand, and it's just penis. It's a drawing of a penis and a drawing of boobs. Like, let's see, what else? Oh, that's right. And you've been on stage for 10 seconds, by the way.
Yeah, and I already killed it.
Yeah, you're doing actually really well, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If anything, you've gotten worse.
I realized that my mother is not even secretly racist, but she's just really obnoxiously racist. I mean, I was used to it when I was back in high school because I lived with her. But now I realize it because I'm on the phone with her, and then I don't hear racism like that terrible every day. And so I was on the phone with her the other day, and then she says, well, I don't know why black men like fat white women. And I'm like, Mother, that's a terrible, terrible thing to say. And she's like, what? I just want to know. And so I go, well, why aren't you in the kitchen making Dad a sandwich? And she goes, Amber, that's a terrible thing to say. And I go, well, I just want to know. The other day I was listening to music.
Hell yeah. That's a bit right there. That's a hell yeah. That is like a pretty funny defense of someone who would be racist. Like somebody says some ignorant shit, like whatever, you know, like why do Puerto Ricans not like riding bikes or whatever? And then you're like, you shouldn't say that. It's like, I just want to know.
Well, like, the problem is, or at least when I was coming, I'll be honest, like I've always been like a good or okay-ish joke writer. Like this premise is good. Like when I was watching through, I was like, yeah, this premise is fine. Now, granted, I probably wouldn't ever look back into this because my mom is dead, and that feels disrespectful.
Nothing says,
but maybe in a couple of years.
Honoring her memory, like, hey, remember that phone call we had 10 years ago?
Where she was, and not even like, yes, racist, but I make it sound like she is running around saying the N-word. But like, I also am not very offensive. Or I think I'm offensive, but like in a different way. But yeah, like just a real virtue signaling woke child.
I mean, the whole point of the bit is laughing at someone who's racist, who I guess happens to be your mother in this situation. But they, for some reason, they didn't like that as much as you just saying the word penis a few times.
Yeah. See, Steven?
Yeah, look, it just turns out that 2009 Amber is a lot like 2021 Steven Taylor. It's just, here's my racist mom and boob, penis, vagina. That's my whole vibe.
Yep.
The other day I was listening to music and I realized that there are a lot of like fusion music mixes, like, you know, indie rock and pop and just terrible things like country and pop and Europeans and pop. And so I wondered why had no one married gangster rap and emo music, because that would be absolutely brilliant. Because I was thinking about it, and he would be like wearing like really tight pants, but they'd be down to here, and he'd have songs like about how his bitch left him and it left a black hole in his soul, and he's gonna put a cap in his own ass. And so, like, I would go to concerts and I would just cry because I would find out humanity like doesn't have any dignity anymore. So.
Everybody in that room is realizing humanity doesn't have any dignity anymore, too. Funny you should say that. They're arriving to the same conclusion.
You invented the late 2018s, the late 20-teens hip hop landscape. Oh my God!
It. I predicted mumble rap. Oh my God!
You did. That's exactly what this is. This is
genre.
Skinny jeans that are sagging, talking about I want to kill my bitch and myself. This is like very spot on. This is all Lil Uzi Vert. That's all what this is.
Yeah.
Spencer's right on. Yeah.
Your first set doing comedy is like, it's a bad omen for the rest of the world. It's basically just like, hey guys, it's gonna get much worse.
Amber, if you would have done your thesis on this, you probably wouldn't be a comedian now. You'd probably get such better. You hate so much more.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I had a job back in high school at a frozen yogurt store, and one time I was opening, and I have to open the exit door in the back in order to see to unlock the back kitchen, and so I opened the door, and then just this terrible, terrible, terrible smell came, like, whiffing at me, and it was the smell of feces. And so I had closed the door very quickly because I didn't care. And so I didn't write a note or anything, and because I thought it would just kind of go away eventually, because that's the mark of a great employee. And so a couple weeks later, there was a note from someone else saying, there's a really bad smell in the back, and it's, really gross. And they weren't actually obviously saying, it's shit, but it's so obvious. Like, if you have pooped before, you're 19 years old, I guarantee that you have at least been in a bathroom. And so But I, of course, didn't pay attention again, and a week later there was another note saying the same thing, again with the same covert, like, it smells really bad! And so that weekend, we were about ready to close the store, and I was taking out the trash, and I had opened the door, and I had realized there was a homeless man in front of me taking a dump. And there's something that happens to a sane person when someone's doing something totally wrong, totally insane. You act like you were the one who made a faux pas, because I just go, oh God, I am so sorry. And then I run back to the Yummies, and so the name of the restaurant. And
You got to get that name of the restaurant.
I'm sure they appreciate being named in there.
Yeah,
I'm sure they know.
All I know about
Just
this
somebody-
place is that it smelled like shit twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we better name
Just
drop
somebody
it.
listening to this going,
They sell
hey,
frozen
listen,
yogurt.
boss, no such thing as bad press.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's why they shut down. They shut down after I graduated. I shut
You
down.
really are covering all your bases for your first set. Penises, vaginas, shit, and racism.
Yes.
This really is a Steven Taylor set.
Yeah, it's a real Steven Taylor special.
Oh, man. Shit and racism, the Steven Taylor story.
I'm all about them genitals, baby. You should have started. You should did you have a stroke in that? You should have started taking a dump to make that guy feel comfortable. Spencer, retype this and then post it again. To come in here with that untyped nonsense. Get back into it. I want to make fun of Amber.
I noticed that maybe it's just me, or I'm that kind of person, because I was on an airplane coming back from break, as far as you know, and so I had gotten used to sitting in the back of the plane and being by myself, because no one sits in the back of the plane. That's reserved for us minorities. And so I was sitting back there, and I had just gotten done with a flight by myself, and I was really excited because I thought no one was going to sit next to me, but then this old lady sits next to me, and you know, that's fine. I mean, I'm not as happy as I was before, but I thought it was okay. And so I go to sleep because I'm really tired, and then I wake up and I realize that someone had turned my light on, and I didn't turn my light on, and I realized she turned my light on, and I was appalled because that's my light. It's like when you're in an airplane, you're like the god of your domain, like that's your light. And so I didn't want to say anything though, because I thought, well, she's old, maybe she didn't notice, because like I saw her before messing with the doodads and whatnot, and she was like all over the place. So like I thought, well, she's old, it's an accident. So I went back to sleep. And so I noticed, like, I woke up again going, geez, it's really hot. And I thought, why is it so hot? And then I realized she turned my air duct off. And I was like, who in the world does that? Like, this is my bubble. You don't touch my crap. That's just general. And she was really getting up on me. Like, she was so close to me. The only way she could be any closer is if she was physically sitting in my lap. And so I had tried to ignore it, and I thought, okay, well, I guess I'll just read, because now I'm hot and my light's on and there's nothing I can do about it. So I bend over to like open my backpack, and my backpack's already opened because from the last flight, and I realized that her foot is in my backpack. And I just didn't know what to do. And I was just sitting there going, and then my thought was, maybe I can grab the book and not touch her. And so I raise her very softly, and she glares at me like I've done something wrong. And I just go, oh God, I'm so sorry. And then I turn around, and so I was just, And so that basically the story is to tell you that I'm a spineless sack of spinelessness. So thank you very much for listening.
That story is so long and goes nowhere.
That
story felt like it was 4 minutes.
That felt like I was on a flight. Like I've never heard a story told in real time before. Holy cow.
I know it from like.
That's so funny that you're doing that, because that's when I think of my earliest memories of you. It's you like just like standing there trying to talk to people or being on stage, and you just like suddenly being like,
Start dancing.
Like this uncomfortable dancing.
Are we partying? Are we hanging out?
Are we hanging out?
Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
Holy moly!
That is
So that I will say the back of the plane joke is good. And how dare those kids not fucking laugh at it? That was the only good part of that story.
Amber, you getting up there and saying that would have been the same as me getting up there and being like, yeah, and it's like they only put us minorities in the back of the plane. Am I right? My name's Steven Taylor. I'm a
Oh man.
I am vaguely ethnic enough that I can get away with it.
No, you are.
You're
you have to
vaguely ethnic. You're vaguely funny. You're vaguely dancing. You're very vague.
Nobody in this
enigma.
room. Nobody in this room is like, I know she is not white. This white lady's complaining about air travel again. She is a good stand-up.
Oh man.
This.
Wow. Yeah, that was a really long story.
It was so long. And I remember, I kind of have a vague memory that the first joke, the thing about, I tag, obviously, but I only came up with this part like maybe like a week beforehand, almost like it was a tag. And it's way longer than the actual joke that I wrote to go with it.
It's one of the mistakes
stories are like,
yeah, it's one of the mistakes that like a lot of people make, I think, especially in the beginning, where there's like way too much, there's an unnecessary level of exposition, you know, where you're setting it up and you're just like, and so then I fell asleep because I was tired and it had been a long day. And anyway, so I wake up because the plane's making a little bit of noise and I look up at my light because everybody has a light on the plane. It's just like, come on. Your food is getting cold. Wrap it up.
That pho is going to be ice
wiping
cold.
down the tables. Oh man, that's awesome. I mean, you did pretty good considering it was your first time ever and you were in college and you didn't have any friends. The more qualifiers you give, the less nice it is. You did pretty good considering.
Part of the reason why I do stand up is because I usually did the best job at those shows. So you are seeing the best that the Dart and the Sit Down Tragedy had to offer.
Sit Down Tragedy. Of course, that's
what it was called.
Of course,
it was called that. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Turned out to be a perfect name.
I can't imagine that group is still anything.
We changed the name to the stand-up club, I think, just intramural stand-up club or whatever, because we hated Sit Down Tragedy. And then I believe after I graduated, it was gone. It immediately went away.
I can't imagine why. I can't even.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you say that you were the best one because you're bad. But no, that's not what I was going to say. Because that's interesting you say you're the best one because as I was listening to that, like you could tell that the audience, like the folks there, like they wanted it. It sounded like they wanted it to be good. Like they were in like a good mood, like they were wanting it to be fun, and that perhaps everyone else on the show was like wretchedly bad. And so you at least were like entertaining and you got several pretty good laughs in there. So they were just excited.
I got a good minute and a half on a 5-minute set.
If you had gotten off stage 80% sooner, it would have been a great set.
Yeah. Oh, it would have been. If I would have gotten off stage at penis, boob, vagina.
Yeah, that'd be like artwork. Yeah.
Amber, I wish I could have gone back in time and taught 2009 Amber the same lesson that 2016 Steven learned, which is more race. Just look, if you're
Just more
if you're
race. All racism.
just more race, just dig in. That's where the money's at.
That's where the money's at.
Dig your heels into that racism, that weird, benign, woke racism.
I'm a white Jesse Jackson is going to be on my tombstone. Well, how do you rate laughs? Kyle, it's based off of how it makes your heart feel.
Yeah, that deserves a children's
Aww.
Yeah. And let us pray.
Instead of amen, we just say this.
Oh man. Well, Amber, so how do you feel after watching that?
You got to bring back any of the material? Any of that stuff making resurfacing at the next Missy B show?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do all of that again. That set verbatim. Well, the first, not the first, aside from penis, boob, vagina, the first minute and a half is okay. Not like the worst thing I've ever seen. I've seen open mic comics be worse. But mine is that I just so terribly hate my delivery. I'm just so very clearly afraid that they are going to murder me at any given moment. I'm breathy and scared the entire time, and I'm a nervous. My whole deal is that I'm a nervous, scared lady. That's how I do comedy. But this is much better. This is way more fun to watch than that is, that nervous, scared lady. Yeah. That's not a lady, that's a child.
Right.
You have that vibe. It's that's the one thing that I got from the Pete Holmes in his podcast is he talks about not wanting to bomb, being afraid to bomb. And he's the feeling is somebody's if you bomb, somebody's gonna stab you. That's how a lot of comics it feels treat bombing. It's no, I can't bomb. If I bomb, they're going to murder me. And then in reality, we've all bombed. Everybody, the truth of the matter is we've done these shows, we've done a lot of them now, and everybody on the show is bombed. And you show up the next day and it sucks. For you wait 5 years, but for everybody else, they get back up there and they start, really working at it.
And it becomes almost a weird, fun thing to see. At some point during quarantine, I was listening to audio recordings of sets from before, which by the way is the most pathetic thing to be caught doing. But I was doing that, and there was a set where I was bombing, and I could hear friends in the back of the room laughing at me, which is always those moments are always really nice.
Is that God?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, the devil. Yeah,
God is laughing at you.
Yeah, God is laughing at me. Yeah, the only one. Yeah, he was the only one. Yeah, so it's fun. So yeah, but it does feel like death. And then, but yeah, the next day you wake up and you're well, I guess I want to do this again. And then the pain avoidance makes you try harder, I guess. But yeah, it can still happen for sure.
You get back on stage out of spite. You're I'm not. My last time on stage, either I'm going to take myself out after a good set, or I'm going to show up again after a bad set. It's one of these two.
Exactly. Yeah, you ever bomb so bad you drive extra carefully on the way home? You're I can't let that be the last. 10 and 2 radio
that will tarnish
off.
my memory forever.
I stop at a stop line for 5 seconds, just okay, and now. Yeah.
We're talking no more memorial services.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
your body's abandoned at the crematorium.
They donate it to science, but science doesn't even want it. Is racist laughter particularly loud? When I think of race, I think of somebody being like, yeah, like that's what
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
That's the way
kind
they
of things
laugh.
you would hear at a Trump rally. I would imagine racist laughter.
Trump rally and a Donnie Baker show. He's gotten 2 mentions back to back. If we mention him next episode, Kyle Norwood wins a prize.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that's fun. Do we? We're done, right? We don't have anything
No,
else.
we have. No,
No,
we
we got
have. I think we have a couple.
2 more.
We got a little. 2 more. 2 more. We got 2 more. We got 2 more. 2 more. It's one of those a trailer.
How are you all feeling tonight? Great. I don't care
Oh,
if you tell
God.
regardless.
Is this the
Oh, wait. Okay, this is the A room of the cafeteria.
Moving on up.
Cafeteria.
Moving on up. That's the dream.
This is where like the cafeteria is, like where people are eating and doing their cafeteria thing.
Through him, all things are possible, and him being, I don't know, the principal of that school or something.
The principal into college.
I don't know. Yeah.
Ryan never went to college. He got a
Principal of
fake degree.
Yeah. Him, the guy that
We
books
find out
the.
this whole time you've been lying.
Yeah. I hope my
All right,
work
so
isn't
this is
watching this.
This is the A room at Dartmouth's second cafeteria, and
I
it's
think this is only a few months later.
okay. Okay, so this is still like 2009, 2010. Amber Lehman.
This is 2010.
Okay, for sure. You didn't get those pants until 2010.
This is a dress. It's a little dress. It's a little
Now,
dress with a tiny little
are
sweater.
you still sit down tragedy at this point?
Yes, we were sit down tragedy clear up until when I became the president.
I think you mean the
that
principal.
was yeah, when I became the principal of the club.
I can't believe it. How
And
dumb
I
am
was
I?
the person who changed it because the guy who made the name, I didn't like him. He was the president at the time of this 2010 set.
There you go.
All right, let's dig
I'm
in.
gonna tell the jokes regardless. So, it's how are you all feeling tonight? Great. I don't care if you tell the jokes regardless. So,
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, God,
Yeah, that's where my journey
Sorry.
as a mean lady.
Heaven yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Christ, yeah. I love the idea that you've only been doing it for like 3 months, but you're already trying on the I don't, whatever, fuck you guys, kind of,
Whatever,
the
fuck
thing.
you guys.
You guys ready to laugh? Well, even if you're not, too bad. You're about to be fuckers. And you're like, it's a lunch, 4 p.m.
It smells like oil in here.
Yeah.
how are you all feeling tonight? Great. I don't care if you tell the jokes regardless. So, it's true. I am a female comedian. And I realize that there's actually stereotypes that you fall into if you're a female comedian, like, I love gender, but I hate men. And like the boobs and feces jokes. However, I will be telling boobs and
You mean your
feces
last set?
I was
When you're a
just
female
gonna say,
comedian, there's a lot of stereotypes that you fall into. For example, and just poop, penis, vagina, right?
yeah.
Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C.
I just now realize I do a variant of this joke now.
My
Kathy cartoon joke.
when
Steven
you're a
said that joke, I think.
female, comedian, the balls,
The
balls
the
on this
absolute
female
audacity.
comedian.
I came up and I said, fuck the audience.
Is this something?
Is this something?
Does this mean something? This feels pretty cool.
Excuse me. Do you think this would feel good? Do you think this would?
You think
My favorite part of
single
trying to
finger chakra would
workshop
feel
it-
good?
My favorite part of trying to workshop hand stuff is you have to start by being, excuse me.
Good sir, good sir.
Pardon
good sir.
me.
Would you do this?
If I may interject a proposal.
Could you spare a moment of your time, please, and give me the 411? Do you think this is Roger Dandy?
If I may be so bold as to suggest.
Oh God. Just need to interject, Ryan. That denim jacket is quite stylish. You make that look good.
Thank you, Lori.
He was asking for those compliments before we started recording, and he wasn't going to get them on air. Did he text you to do this? Did he message you?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'm going to message you, Lori. You have to tell me the truth. Get back to Amber. I don't want to talk about that denim jacket at all.
Guys, just really quick, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and comment how much you like my denim jacket. I'm gonna take that moment that I feel really good about and go to the restroom really fast. So sorry, and Kyle wins a prize.
Awesome. So you don't have to listen to this anymore. This lady.
Well, it was all. Oh my God! I got to come up with a Ryan peeing song, and then I can play it every episode, twice an episode. It could. Maybe we could. Oh. All right, we got to put lyrics to it, but I think that's a good start. That also is That's Open the Eyes of My Heart, Lord, which is also the only song I know on guitar.
Oh, do you want to reveal where we are?
Oh, we're right next to each other. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. Can I see you? Can I see you? Can you see Amber in there? Look at Amber.
No.
We're in the same place. I had to be in Kansas City today.
We're breaking the ninth wall. I know. I like that I can hear your laugh before I can hear it on screen. It really. I'm like, I know my joke was good. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait to enjoy it.
No, this is. It is funny to see you back here in 2009, 2010, as like you still have the same like anxious energy, but you can tell that it's very real. Like you can tell that it's like you're not in control of it.
Yeah,
really.
that person's nervous.
Yeah, now you know what it is now, Amber. Amber, now it's like you're like an airbender, but one of the elements is like anxiety, and now you take that and you harness it. And you move it around, and that's like part of your vibe. But here, you're just like a young Padawan, just getting beat down with.
Yeah.
I've never seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, but this feels like a pretty decent analogy.
I'm gonna have to tell you. Yeah, sure. I haven't watched it either. Ryan, have you?
You have not yet learned to master the gifts you've been bestowed with. You're just an unchecked force of awkward nature.
King shit of Dartmouth comedy. That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm big fish in it.
Let's get back to that little pond.
Yeah, I'm glad we stopped it for that. I'm glad we stopped it for that.
I am not a class lady. I was on the phone with my mom recently, and like, I realized that, like, I've always kind of known that she's like a little bit racist, but like now she's just like saying terrible things on the phone to me, not like at me, but just terrible things in general. Like, we're on the phone, and she says, "I don't get why black men always like fat white women." I was like, "Mom, that's terribly racist." And she just goes, "What? I just want to know." Like that justifies being terribly racist. And so then I say, "Well, Mom, why aren't you in the kitchen making Dad a sandwich?" "Amber, that's terrible." "What? I just want to know." Back in high school,
That joke did just as bad the second time.
Yeah.
As it did the first time we watched it.
It was faster.
You know what? That's totally fair. At least you got through it.
It was not written any shorter, but it was faster.
I love watching the development of the group. Yeah, it doesn't get funnier; it just gets quicker. We're not going to edit those lines, baby. We're going to cut them.
You're really improving your size per minute.
Yes, I'm just getting quicker and quicker and quicker. I just want to perfect my comedy that I could just go up on stage and just do like a weird little scream, and then that will be
everybody.
That will be an encapsulation of all those words.
Penis. Like you disappear in a cloud of smoke.
Yes,
So
that's my greatest desire.
Mm-hmm. No one is laughing because they agree with your mom. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow! It is a historically racist school.
Is what?
It is a historically racist school. It is.
That's why you didn't do well at the end of your set last time. Once they found out you were ethnic, they were like, "What?"
They're like, "Ooh." They got off that train so fast.
Yeah, and they remember still from before, so that's why they're like watching you now, like.
I don't like this. I don't like this race humor. I don't like any pro-race humor.
I don't like her talking bad mouthing about her mama. She sounds like a good woman.
This here sounds like a minority. We need to put her on the back of the plane.
I cannot tell. I think she's white, but we need to put her on the back of the plane.
Back in high school, I used to work at a frozen yogurt restaurant, and it catered to like wasps and hipsters and other irritating Caucasian people. And during this rush one day, this couple came in, and the guy, I'm giving him his change. My hand is in his hand, like I'm about ready to make like the delivery of change. And he says, "Oh wait, I've got 32 cents. That's the wrong time to say I've got 32 cents. You already have change in your hand, sir." But I have to be nice and take it anyway, so I'm trying to think like 32 cents plus what I have. What is that? He goes, "It's $1. I gave you 32 cents. It's $1. And so I was really shocked that he like gave me change at this time, and then now he's yelling at me. So, sorry.
You just got heckled by somebody making an order. Yeah.
I know.
You have any sloppy joes left?
Yeah, does that come with a side of
chocolate milk?
Smiley potatoes.
Yeah, see that's not something to worry about. In the B room of the cafeteria, you don't have to worry about orders being made. They don't have anything back there. Where's the damn salad bar?
And
you just perform.
That's the thing you got to deal with when you move to the big room.
That's right. They don't talk about that enough. Yes, the A room is prestigious, but it's also a little tougher.
Exactly.
So, sorry. And so
I was totally
like I want.
What?
So what just happened?
I was totally knocked out by that order.
Was it an order or were you being heckled?
No, I wasn't being. I think someone, if I can kind of hear it, somebody is like saying like they have a seat. Like these people are sitting down to eat, and they're telling their friend, "Hey, come sit down here next to this terrible comedy show."
Yeah, can I get a tuna melt and some French fries and a different comedian, please? Thanks.
Yeah.
Did somebody ask for the number 2? Because this is shit. Good. Thank you. Come on, like and subscribe, fuckers.
Honestly, that's what I have to say to you. That's what I have to say to you. Just take it right there.
Anyway, so I'm trying to think like 32 cents plus what I have. What is that? He goes, "It's $1. I gave you 32 cents. It's $1. And so I was really shocked that he like gave me change at this time, and then now he's yelling at me. So so, sorry. And so, like, I wanted to be, like, really sassy and, like, give it back to him and say, yeah, sir, it is $1. But I'm really, really incredibly shy in real life, so I whipped it out and I slapped him in the face with my dick.
Hey, that's good college humor.
They love that.
Dartmouth,
Also,
big fans.
very progressive. Very progressive.
Yes, again, another omen. That was the thing that you had predicted. This is going to be another more, this will be the world. Not in 2009, in
2010. It was the world in 2010. The year makes a difference.
I will now only assume that any video I see of you in the past is in 2009.
There are only two versions of Amber, 2009 and now.
Pretty much.
Spell there right, Spencer. Jesus Christ. I went to Dartmouth.
A couple weeks later, I was working by myself, and people can use the bathroom because we're right next to the park. It's free. You don't have to buy yogurt or anything. And so this lady runs in and she like stares at me for a minute, which I didn't quite understand. I was like, "Why are you staring at me?" But then she goes, "Can I use your restroom?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't really care." And so she runs in, she uses the restroom, and then she like dashes out like she did something terrible. And so I get a couple of like 10 or 15 minutes to go use the restroom myself. And so when I get in there, I realized that she just took a nice dump in the toilet and then didn't flush. And I was like, "What the fuck? She didn't even buy yogurt. Like, that is terrible. She just like shit and ran." I was hit by a shit run. That was just awful.
Oh, what are you, some fucking capitalism watchman? Oh no, you can't use our bathroom unless you eat our yogurt. Please don't shit unless you buy something.
Yeah, exactly.
My name's Amber, and this is my bathroom. Actually, it's my corporation's, but they pay me, so they're kind of like my owners, and I love them.
Yeah, I was like
loved
one
it.
of those fake little bots that say positive things about Amazon.
Amber, I have a
Just like
quick
they don't
question.
think it's
How
Cookie
good of
Waffle.
how good of a student were you at this time? Like, what kind of grades were you
Not-
getting?
Okay, I think like maybe like B's or something. This is before my ADHD got out of control. This is before.
So you probably
I
spent a lot
became
of
this person.
time. It sounds like you spent a good amount of time studying, which explains why you didn't spend very much time writing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, unless every time in between times you get on stage, someone shits all over the bathroom at the place you work. At which point it's just like, dude, I gotta find a new job. I can't believe this keeps happening to me.
A little while later, I was again working by myself. I was opening the store, and in order to open the store, you have to open the emergency door to look in the back because there's not enough light. And so I opened the door, and just this terrible smell of just shit hits me in the face. Like, I can't believe how terrible this smells. And so I thought it was like a one-time occurrence where like somebody, like a drunk college kid sitting right next to the bar, just wandered in and like said, I'm drunk, this is a perfectly acceptable place to, use the bathroom. And so I just sort of ignored it because I'm an excellent employee. And a couple days later, there was a note left by one of my coworkers saying like, there's a terrible smell in the bathroom and I don't know what it is. I'm like, first of all, you're 19 years old, of course you know what it is. You've gone to the bathroom before. And so I thought it was just fading away, like it takes a while to go away if you don't clean it up. So a couple weeks later, there was another note equally as obnoxious, like, I don't know what it smells, but there's one here, it's really, really gross. And so I was like, okay, if it bothers you so much, why don't you take care of it? But later that night, I was almost getting ready to close, and I was taking the garbage out. And then I saw this homeless man, like, in the throes of taking a dump right outside the door. And I like the fact that, like, when you are a somewhat sane person, you're in, like, a totally insane situation, you act like you're the one who made a mistake. Like, oh, God, I am so sorry, sir. This will never happen again. I am so sorry. And, like, I ran was that you got yogurt afterwards.
I like that.
Thank you all very much.
New. It's new. New.
You tightened up your
I
closer
reworked the
instead
joke.
of being like, sorry, pow, 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 pow. You were just like, hey, and then just get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I do like that your impression of your coworker is just like, like that's just what you sounded like 4 months ago.
Oh my God. I cannot believe you wrote that callback and you were like, he bought yogurt. And in your head, you were like the ending of Breakfast Club. Like, just like, this is it. This is the one.
All right. Now, actually, because it was a club, we went every week. And the person who told me to say that, I hate him. I'll name him by name. His name, because he kind of does comedy. His name is Angel Castillo. He was the president, the one that came up with Sit Down Tragedy. He told me to say that, and I took his advice. And not saying what I said last time was any better, but
it also wasn't that stupid. You know?
This was also bad, just different.
Yeah. Well, it was bad, but tighter.
Yeah, you were more efficient.
I was more efficient. I started having more confidence in this poop story, I noticed, where I was like, I'm telling this a little, like, I'm getting into the vibe of this poop story.
Yeah.
Your silence per minute. Yeah. That was.
Yeah.
This is. So we have.
No, when I say tighter, I don't mean it's any funnier. I just mean that it's faster, mostly. Shorter, quicker, to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a transition.
Bad material faster. Yes.
Yes. My hallmark of my style today.
Wonderful. Wow. Well, I mean, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, whatever. You know, everybody there was worse than you, so who cares?
Yeah. There only a few people went on to like do comedy like for real. There's this, I can't remember his last name, but like Sam, is it Blunts? I don't think it's Blunts because that sounds like a fake name. Yeah. He went to work at the Onion, but he was there before he graduated before I came in. And then Mike Brzezinski, maybe, I think that's his name. He went to work at College Humor. And I still work in comedy, but I am the least successful of all.
I like how you were just like, yeah, I don't think any of them really still do anything. I mean, one of them works for The Onion. One of them writes for Colbert. One of them just got
and then there's me.
HBO. Yeah. But I mean, you know, I don't think any of them are doing anything. Wow.
That's only 3 of us. There was like, you know, at least 6. No, there. Yeah, it is. Right. No, I'm a failure. I get it. I know.
No, that's okay.
I feel my bones.
Listen, Amber, join the club. At least you went to Dartmouth. I went to Louisiana Tech, and I've got nothing to show for it. Thank God. You're not allowed back in Lawrence. You better not drive home tonight. So, Amber, we have one more clip, and you sent us this because apparently you've seen it before.
I've seen it before. It's my favorite thing in the world.
Can Colby, can you pull it up? And Amber, can you give us a little context behind this?
Okay, I am. I am the least. Even though I am like I should be the most popular Amber Lehman. I am not. I have the least strong social media presence of all of us. Even like Amber Lehman, the realtor, has more social media presence than I do. But one of the things that I really love is that there is this Amber Lehman who wrote this romance, young adult, queer novel, and there is a book trailer for it, and it is one of my favorite things in the world.
Wait,
I love that when you search my name, this comes up.
wait. It's a book trailer. Now, am I dumb because I'm from Louisiana, or is this are there trailers for books?
Steven, to
didn't
answer
know
your
that there were trailers
question,
for books.
yes and no. Yeah, this is weird.
Really wanted people to
Wow.
see this book.
So people look you up. They're like, wow, she was really funny. I'd like to follow her and see what other stuff she's working on. I'm going to Google that comedian I saw last night.
I hope they think
And
I
then
worked on
this
this.
guy, oh, she wrote a book, or it's a short film or something. Let's check this out. So this reasonably could be something someone watches trying to learn more about you.
Yes.
Well, let's learn more about you.
My name is Krista.
Windows Movie Maker is my passion.
I didn't even want to write the book. I just wanted to make the trailer.
My name is Krista McKinley, and my world's about to be turned upside down. This is the world I came from.
Very apropos of today.
This is the world I'm entering. I'm scared to death. What?
Oh my god.
A real Dennis Sin there.
Oh my god!
It does sound like the beginning of the Macarena. You're right.
Spencer
says the music sounds like the beginning of the Macarena.
There's a black leather couch somewhere in this trailer. This is horrific.
Oh no!
Has anybody checked on Krista? Is she okay?
I like how like the symbol for like a dangerous, corrupt world that it's just a girl holding up shopping bags.
Yeah, a girl holding up shop, and also like a cheerleader.
And a cheerleader. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sex.
You
Each
know those
letter
dirty sinners.
has little hands and feet.
Yeah, I think the anthropomorphic letters are the scariest.
Yeah. Oh
That's a
my
weird
God.
name for a high school. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Those guys are just running around the school.
What is sex? Yeah, exactly. Oh, my
Kelsey, what
goodness.
sex do you have that doesn't have hands and feet, you nerd? Your sex doesn't have hands and feet involved?
I
My
mean,
sex
if
is
you
all
were,
hands, only feet.
if you grew up in a world of like religion and then moved to a new world where there were giant letters with hands and feet spelling out the word sex, and then the only people you could find to help you were too busy cheerleading or shopping, I mean, yeah, that would be a scary world to go into.
When
Dude,
I
one
talk
of the
about a
letters
sex
has a
person, this is
hand
what I'm
on the
talking
boob.
about. Was that
course
Steven?
it
I'm
is.
sorry, I spoke over you.
I said one of the letters has a hand on a boob.
Oh yeah, it's making a grip.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, of course, sex is groping that person. Oh, wow. Okay.
Luckily, I make friends with Carrie and Brandon. Did I mention that Brandon's gay?
The first time I mentioned it.
Did I mention
Hey gay?
I feel bad for Brandon. This is the worst intro I've ever heard.
Hey, listen, guys. This week's going to be a great episode. On this week, we have Amber Lehman. Did I mention she's gay?
That's going to be how we plug guests from now on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was about to say, why does Carrie get such a nice photo and Brandon looks like he's in jail or something?
Because he's gay.
Wow. That's why.
Did I mention that
That
Brandon's
makes me
gay?
sad all the time.
I don't appreciate how the narrator reads that line either. Did I mention Brandon's gay?
And Brandon, did I mention that Brandon's gay?
There's no way anything else gets better than that. There's no way. That's the funniest shit I've ever.
We played a game of truth or dare. Only now I'm confused about my feelings for Carrie. I get this bright idea. Brandon can help me solve my problem. Only now I think I've made things worse. I've hurt Carrie.
Holy cow.
So
Dude, this is the
It's so
best country music song of all time. This is
Amber, how do you not own this book?
yeah, you got it. That's a great
Wow.
question, Amber.
So
As
far,
somebody
it
who
seems
can
like this
my
is giving
power.
away the entire plot also.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure that we have read, by the end of this, we will have read Torn. We're done. Like, if we buy the book, it's probably just this on a page.
It's a half a page, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Spencer, that's how we fixed all of our problems. Natalia, I cannot believe that this is real either.
As we're watching this, I keep imagining that it was our Amber Lehman that wrote it. Like I'm living in that fantasy world. Did I mention Brandon's gay? And he works at a frozen yogurt shop, and one day, you've smelled shit before, haven't you?
It's the,
You've read
book would
shit
be
before, haven't
3,000
you?
pages long.
Steven, this is why books don't have trailers, by the way. It's because they would all be like this. And did I mention Edward is a vampire?
Did I mention whale?
This does, Spencer, it does feel like it's
This
anti-gay.
is the gay agenda.
You know,
I've hurt Carrie and Brandon's boyfriend. I'm really lost and confused. I decide to focus on Damon.
who the fuck is Damon?
I heard,
Look at all these
I
characters.
heard-
Nick came out of nowhere. We didn't even get to know Nick.
I heard,
Let her
no,
do some
I heard,
exposition.
that's Nick. It's Brandon's boyfriend. Did I mention that he's
Exactly.
gay? Did I mention that?
You know what? They didn't
His
mention
feelings
Nick
are
was
hurt.
gay.
He's gay.
Wow.
Both of them.
Kyle's right. You should do the audiobook reading of this book.
Couldn't you imagine? You know, this lady that's recording this is obviously also the author. And so it's just her doing the
Yeah.
audiobook.
Wait, can't we
100%.
stage a reading of this book sometime? Because that'd be very funny.
Oh, that's a great podcast idea.
Oh, we
That's
should
a
start casting it.
video. Yeah.
Torn.
Torncast.
You guys can fight for Brandon.
I would like to do the voice of Brandon so that I can start every line with, and did I mention that I'm gay?
Oh, God.
I'm really lost and confused. I decide to focus on Damon.
Yeah.
Damon's single, but twice my age. Oh God, please. I need somebody to help me figure out what to do.
Many teenagers will relate to.
Many teenagers.
Available at Amazon. Close it.
Many of them.
I mean, to be fair, this book might relate to This book might relate to teenagers better than Amber was able to relate to young people in those two other books.
Yeah, definitely.
This might speak to people more
It's
than that
definitely
plain
less
story.
racist.
Yes. Oh.
But I did want to note that she said Damon was twice her age, which implies that he's like 30.
Yeah,
Also,
you figure at least 32 or 33. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So not only is this book about a complicated LGBT love triangle-esque thing, there is also a weird predatory pedophile guy looking around.
Kelsey says, "Did I mention that teenagers are gay?" The title of this book should have been, "Did I mention Brandon's gay?"
So this is the first book I found. This is Torn. This
Okay.
is rescuing the gospel from the gays. Versus
Wow.
yeah. So that's, I don't think that one's this one. I'm gonna keep looking at this. This is Amber
It's so
Lehman wrote this.
serendipitous that all this is
Yeah.
happening on A Church to Destroy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I found it. There's only one left in stock. I'm buying.
You got to get it. You got to get it.
Guys, there's one. There's
How much is it?
$350.
one left in stock. Oh, look at that. Add to
60
cart.
bucks?
It'll be $6.99 delivery.
Oh, well,
The delivery is
they
more
have
than
to
the book.
send it all the way. They have to send it all the way from the 1800s. So, what did you expect?
When Damon was a child.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, this actually sounds like it could be good.
I mean, it relates to teens of today.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up on Audible. I'm sure it's on there.
Now, what if this Amber Lehman is also prophetic? Like, what if there's a bunch of weird future-telling stuff in this one? Because this is a pretty progressive story.
For 2000 and whenever it came out, which,
It came out around the time I think I was in college.
you know, she was doing Gay Twilight. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
You can get it on Kindle for $4.
Yeah, do that. I don't want to, because right now I'm gonna have to pay like $15.
$700 book.
I don't want to pay $15 to get this book.
It gets there in 2
Amber
minutes.
Lehman hasn't had a sale for in years,
She's
and
gonna
then
be
suddenly she's gonna be like, "Oh, cool."
Oh boy, I'm glad people are still enjoying Torn. I'm glad speaking to the teens of today.
Spencer's raising a good point. If you take the A out of Damon, demon.
Well, that's it. He's the tempting fruit, right? He's the
Yeah, he is older.
It sounds like
he's the
she's
right
beget
animal.
on all sides of dubious, because it's either a lesbian or a gay guy or an old guy, and apparently they're all equally horrible.
Yeah.
and he's gonna be just as confused.
Yeah, I think I feel bad for Nick most of all, because his
Nick
only
is an
character
innocent
trait is that he
bystander in
got
all of
cheated on.
this.
Yeah, I know. I hope he gets his own spin-off where he finds redemption and Jesus.
Nick's doing the dab. All future teens are gay. That's gonna be that's gonna be every
That's the
church motto.
prophecy?
Every church is gonna have a series over that topic next year.
Oh man.
No, Nick looks young. Nick looks like a baby. This is a child.
Yeah, what the hell,
Yeah.
Brandon?
But Brandon looked kind of old.
Yeah, what's Brandon? Yeah,
Brandon looked like he was like 25.
I don't know. You can't really tell there since he's shrouded
yeah, he's a
in
little shadow,
sexy
but like
mystery.
the one he's like kissing Krista McKinley.
Oh, you're right.
Like that's
yeah.
a 25-year-old model, and that's a 25-year-old woman. So maybe it's not so bad since she's dating a 32-year-old. That's okay.
Yeah, I think Nick is in the most trouble of everyone. I think. I hope he's okay.
Nick is a child.
Yeah. Wow. Well, yeah, we could do a reading of this one day. We could do that would be good to do for a future thing. Colby, let us come on your other show and let us just read this whole book.
That'd be really funny.
Yeah, I'm down.
Brittany can play one of the characters. Brittany can play Brandon. Fuck it.
Krista McKinley. Oh, okay. I thought